When a human being is born into this world, he comes and he finds or she finds people practicing certain ways of doing things. He or she finds a certain pattern of doing things, a certain culture that informs the masses' actions. And so this individual ends up joining the masses, ends up joining the crowd's way. So this way of doing things is spread from the elders to the young ones through lessons, through observing. So when this young kid observes how these adults are practicing their things, he or she learns and begins to adopt that form of doing things. If he or she is a kid that is being exposed to a lot of movies, then he or she will start acting and practicing and seeing as normal that which he or she sees in the movies, in the music. So those will be the agents of leading this individual or this kid into some sort of principality, into some sort of way of doing things, into some sort of culture. It might be the modern culture, it might be the ancient African cultures. Whatever culture it is, a child is indoctrinated into it. A child is taught to love some sort of things and to hate other sort of things, to identify with some sort of individuals and to distance himself or herself from other individuals. So these principalities, these ways of doing things have their do's and their don'ts. They have their sacred stuffs and their evil stuffs. One thing might not be evil to this society or this culture, but might be very, very dangerous to another culture. So these cultures, these principalities, these ways of doing things do not merge all humanity. They always divide. We versus them, African versus Europeans, Kenyans versus Americans, human beings versus animals. So the moment one is identified with these principalities and these cultures, they have in them, they come innately, consisting separation. So there's in a certain way that you find that these cultures carry division.
There have been clashes in Moscow as gay rights activists tried to hold an unofficial demonstration. They were attacked
these
by a group of
cultures,
Russian nationalists who used pepper spray against
these ways of doing things, they tend to divide, they are divisive.
from both sides.
And so when one comes to this world and identifies with them, number one, the perspectives of that culture, that religion, that tradition will turn into these individuals' norms, these individuals' sacred. So an individual becomes kind of a servant of those principalities or those ways of doing things, those norms, those traditions, those ways of practicing things, ways of seeing things. In fact, the culture, the religion, the tradition, the norms that he has found in this world become a very great hindrance from him seeing the reality, the same truth. So you'll have like three people, and those three people will see the world differently. What do I mean by this? You might have, let's say for example, a Christian, a Muslim, a Hindu, and a scientist. When these four individuals see a dog, the Christian might see something that God said we take care of. The Muslim might see something very bad and something unclean. The Hindu might see a God. So he might see this dog and say this dog is a reincarnation of God. The scientist might see a specimen, a good specimen for doing his experiments. And if there is a Chinese, then he or she might see a very delicious food. So what do I mean by this? Our perspectives are determined by the cultures that nurtured us. So the same dog, but seen through different perspectives, through different glasses. So the culture is kind of some glasses that have some tinting, and that tinting decides what one perceives. So if the tinting is red, you see everything as red. When the tinting is blue, you see everything as blue. So we identify with different tintings and fight because of what the tinting is doing to what we are seeing. So this tinting hinders an individual from seeing the world clearly. When all of us put our glasses down, then the truth is the same. But our cultures, our norms, our traditions, all that we've gathered, all the principalities and ways of seeing things, all the things that have shaped our reality that we've gathered, they won't allow us to see the same reality, the same truth. So that truth is hindered by the tinting of our cultures, by the prejudices, by the judgments, by the shaping of our cultures, of our traditions, of our norms, of the ways that we found in this world. We found elders practicing, we found elder folks practicing these things, and we followed. And we started judging as them, we started seeing things as them, we became a copy of them in different bodies. So let's free ourselves from all that have all these principalities that we acquired, because after all, we were, even while we were not programmed, we still were existing even before the programming. So let's return, let's make a deliberate return to that uncultured nature within us, to that uncultured place within us, to that place that is innocent, is free from all that the society has done to ourselves. So until next time, peace.